Snow cone mini one shot. I'm healing good so far. Izuku grabbed his bag from the trunk of the car and placed it on the ground. He grabbed the handle of it and carried it as the wheels on the bottom spun on the bottom. I really can't believe how grown up you have become, Izuku. You're really making your mama proud. And the distance will be unbearable. Inko wiped her tears as she sat in the car. I know, Mom, but I'm not that far from you, only about half hour away. I can come visit you and Dad anytime. He reminded her about being able to visit. Still, it makes me sad to see you on your own. Be safe, my son. Oh, and try to find yourself a girl while you're here as well. Quote. Her face turned into a little smug one. Mom, I'm here for a degree, not love. He blushed a bit from his mother's words. Oh, come now. You're already an adult, plus you're very handsome. It won't be hard if you just try. Anywho, give your mom a goodbye kiss. She leaned out her window. Izuku sighed and gave his mom a peck on the cheek. He felt embarrassed about kissing his mom at the age of 18. Alright, Mom, I'll text you later when I'm all set up. Izuku took his bag and walked up the steps of his new college dorm. He waved at his mom and went inside after she waved back. He walked the hallway of the school dorm and it looked a lot bigger on the inside than on the outside. He looked at all the banners and the other usual school stuff. He turned a corner, and he looked at the rooms as he passed by, the majority of which had their doors closed. He was arriving pretty late. The school only had one dorm, meaning all the boys and girls lived in the same building. But the girls stayed on one side and the boys stayed on the other. And every room was shared between two students. But for some reason Izuku found his room was at the beginning of the girls' side. He wasn't quite sure what to do, but he decided to go the room anyway. He knocked on the door and waited patiently for a response. After about 10 seconds he watched as the door opened and a girl with brown hair, a chubby face, pink pajamas with a moon on them, and a toothbrush in her mouth was the one standing there. Oh, I thought my roommate had arrived. Can I help you with something? She asked after taking the toothbrush out from her mouth to speak clearly to Izuku. He thought she was cute. Sorry to interrupt, and I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but I thought that this was my room, he explained while holding a schedule that included his room number. The girl had a puzzled look on her face from hearing his words. This is the girl's side, so yeah, I'm sure you're not at the right place. Then again, I've been waiting for my roommate all day, and she didn't show up. Strange. Are you sure this is the right room? She asked. Yes, this is room 201, right? He asked, showing her the number on his schedule. Indeed it is. Well, we can figure out this misunderstanding tomorrow. And I can't leave you out in the hallway. So come on. She went back inside her room, leaving the door open for Izuku. Is that really alright? He felt like this was illegal. Sure, it's only one night. I just need to finish brushing my teeth. Make yourself comfortable. She disappeared into the bath so she could finish brushing her teeth. Izuku plopped down on the vacant bed opposite of the girl's bed. She had some girly stuff like pink blankets and pillows. He also noticed that she had some posters of the moon and the sky. She even had a poster of an astronaut. Story continues below. She must be studying for space, he came to a conclusion from looking. He looked around the room but he didn't see much stuff that was hers. I guess she hasn't finished unpacking. Well, she and everyone else only just arrived today, he thought, looking at the mostly bare room. He heard the sound of footsteps coming. He looked to see she came back. I'm all done. She stretched out her arms, giving out a short yawn. She walked over to her bed and lied down. Thanks for letting me stay here, Izuku thanked her as he lied down as well. No problem. Oh, by the way, what's your name? She asked, turning on her side so she can face him. Oh, it's Izuku Midoriya, he introduced himself to her. Nice to meet you, Midoriya. I'm Ochako Uraraka. We should get to sleep, it's already past curfew, she said, looking at the clock on the wall. I guess so. He pulled a blanket out from his bag and he placed it over his bag. I doubt you have a lot of stuff in that bag, Midoriya, Ochako commented on his bag. It was late, so I didn't get a chance to bring all my stuff with me. I'll probably be spending the second half of the day getting more stuff, he explained to her. Well, that makes sense. How could you were late anyway? She asked him. Let's just say my mom doesn't know how to let go. He started to have Vietnam flashbacks that involved his mom clutching his leg for hours. Oh, sorry, I forgot we were trying to sleep. Quote. She apologized for keeping him up when they were about to head to sleep. And no, it's perfectly fine. I've enjoyed talking to you, Uraraka. He didn't want to make her feel bad. Especially when they haven't even known each other for an hour yet. Thank you, Midoriya, she gave him a nice happy smile. Well, we should go ahead and get to sleep. Good night, she reached over and pulled the switch to a lamp sitting on a table near her bed. Yeah, good night. He wasn't sure if he was going to handle sleeping with a girl in the same room as him, but after a few minutes he was out. The next day, once they both woke up and got ready, that took turns in the bathroom to change, they went to the principal's office to get this situation sorted out. So what may I help you two students with today? Principal Nezu asked, with Izuku and Ochako sitting across from him. But before that, would either of you like some tea? He offered, drinking from a small teacup. I'm good, Ochako declined his offer. Same here. We actually came to get a misunderstanding settled. Izuku took out his schedule and showed Nezu his schedule. Ah. Seem to have gotten the wrong number to my room, which is Uraraka's room, and I would like to get this fixed, please, Izuku explained to the principal. Ah, that's you two. No, you see, this isn't a mistake. You two were put together on purpose. He took a sip from his trusty 13 teacup. Only Fallout New Vegas fans will understand that line. This came as a surprise to Izuku and Ochako, as the thought of them being together on purpose never crossed their minds. Sir, why are we out together? It seems weird for us to be together in a room. No offense, Midoriya, she looked at him when she spoke. None taken. He didn't get offended like 90% of people in real life. You see, young man and woman, the women's side has less rooms than the men's, as there is usually more males at this school than there are women. He reached into a drawer and pulled out a school roster with assigned rooms. As you can see, aside from you two, all the rooms have been filled. And no room can have more than 2 people, as there isn't enough room and beds. So you two will have to share while you attend the school. He put the school roster away after he explained. But is it even legal to have a boy and a girl together in a room? Izuku asked, remembering how he felt last night. Of course. Besides, you two are responsible young adults. I'm sure you two can control yourselves and be responsible if it is. He was joking, but it still made the green tea pair faces burn with red. They left together after giving their thanks to Nezu, and they headed back to their room. So, I guess this is a bit awkward now. Izuku scratched the back of his head nervously. Maybe I can convince him to find another way, B suggested to her. No, it's totally fine, she half lied. She didn't feel too comfortable sharing a room with a guy, but so far he didn't seem like a creep. Ah. Think it is just something that we both just gotta get used to, you know. She was just as nervous as Izuku is. Yeah, you're right. How about we start off by making rules? He suggested. I think that would be a good idea. She brought out some paper and pencil to keep track of their rules. Well, for starters, I think we should have a rule where we should always knock before entering. She suggested the first rule and she wrote it down. Alright, sounds reasonable. And how about where we can't touch each other's possessions without permission? He suggested his own rule and Ochako wrote it down. Alright. Well, I don't think much else needs to be said. I figure everything else will be common sense. She used a thumbtack to hang the rules on the wall. So, what should we do now? Izuku asked, not knowing what would be a good thing to do. I actually made some plans to go hang out with some friends. If you don't mind. She stood up from her bed grabbing her purse. Oh, of course. Don't let me keep you. Have fun. He watched her wave goodbye and leave. He then fell back onto his bed and covered his eyes. Well, Mom was right. College is harder than high school. He thought to himself as he tried to think of how he is going to survive college now, and so his college started off with a girl. I think my writing has gotten better in this. What do y'all think? Also, here's a tag for some reason. IRONDEVIL 2560.